Welcome to Clarkenomics. In this video, we're going to discuss revenue. Now, a couple of important assumptions that we have to make when we do this video are, first, we're dealing with a type of market structure called a perfectly competitive market. There will be another video later on down the road that talks about this in more detail, but there are a couple things we can talk about now. For instance, in a perfectly competitive market, there are tons of different firms. So not just one firm, two firms, a handful of firms, many, hundreds of firms. And they're all selling a standardized product. And what that means is there is no difference at all between the product that one company sells and another company sells. They're identical. There's nothing, the advertising is all the same. There's nothing different or special about any one firm's product. So it's standardized, the same for everybody. And because there are so many firms and because they're all selling a standardized product, any individual firm in this market, just one little tiny fish in the sea, is what we call a price taker. The price for the product is set by the market, as we'll see later, supply and demand. And every firm is so small that essentially they don't have any control over the price they sell. They have to sell at the market price. They take the price as given. So no single firm affects the market price for the product. The market sets the price and every firm just says, okay. But if a firm decides to sell their product at the market price, one of our assumptions, and this is kind of the weirdest one, is that the firm can sell as much of the product as they want, but only if they sell for the market price. So if the market price of the product is like $18, for instance, then if the firm sells for $18, there is no limit to how much of that product that they can sell. So if they sell at the market price, they will sell as much as they can. There's no limit. So those are some of the important assumptions that are going to help us out later on down the road. So looking at a particular good, we can calculate something called marginal revenue. And marginal revenue is a pretty simple idea. It's how much money is earned by the firm from each unit of output that they produce/sell. Now, why are we saying produce/sell? Because once again, we said if the firm produces it and they sell it at the market price, they'll find a customer, they can sell it. So to simplify things a little bit here, we're assuming that if they make the product, they're going to have a buyer for the product. So marginal revenue is how much revenue they're going to get from each unit of something that they produce. And this, because they're all price takers, is going to be equal to the market price of the product. So let's look at an example to make this a little bit easier. Let's say we've got a pizzeria called Pete's Pizzas, and the market price of a pizza is $18. So again, if Pete's or any other pizza shop sells pizzas for $18, they can sell as many pizzas as they want to. There is no limit. So when Pete's Pizza produces/sells one pizza, the marginal revenue from that first pizza is going to be $18. That's the market price of a pizza. So they sold it for $18, they're going to get $18 of revenue from that first pizza. The second pizza, their marginal revenue is going to be, see if you can guess it, $18. Because again, every pizza that they sell, they're selling for $18. So every time they sell one more pizza, they bring in $18 more of revenue. Third pizza, marginal revenue is $18. And you can see where we're going with this. Every pizza they sell is going to increase their total revenue by $18 because marginal is the change in total. So if we were to graph this, it's not going to be terribly exciting, but we can do it. First pizza, marginal revenue of that first pizza is $18, right there in between 15 and 20. Second pizza, same thing. Third one, same thing. So marginal revenue in a perfectly competitive market like the one we're dealing with for pizzas is a flat horizontal line. Marginal revenue doesn't change. So as many as they produce, they're going to get the same marginal revenue from each one. Whether it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or we could keep this graph going on and on and on and on. Now, that's marginal revenue. That's from each pizza. What we can also do is we can calculate total revenue. And total revenue is the money earned from all units of output produced by a firm. So looking at Pete's Pizzas, for example, market price of a pizza is $18. In the table on the right side of the screen, we've got the same information as before, only this time I've added a column for total revenue. So when Pete produces 0 pizzas, his total revenue is $0. When he produces 1 pizza, his marginal revenue is $18, bringing his total revenue from $0 up to $18. Pete produces/sells a second pizza. This brings in $18 more worth of revenue. So his total revenue now, see if you can guess it, is 36. Pete produces and sells a third pizza, brings in $18 more of total of marginal revenue. That increases the total by $18 more, up to 54. So again, the way we do this with marginal and total values is, the total was 0, add 18, now it's 18. Add 18 more, now it's 36. Add 18 more, now it's 54. Add $18 more from the fourth pizza, 72. Add $18 more from the fifth pizza, there's 90. Sixth pizza, the total revenue is going to be $108. So if you were to graph this, where we have total revenue on the y-axis and quantity produced on the x-axis, again, produce one pizza, total revenue is $18. We could also put 0, we could start this at the origin, we could put 0 pizza, $0, but just to make things a little bit clearer, I started it at a quantity of 1. But if we look at this, it keeps going upwards, right? So as Pete sells more pizza, his total revenue continues to rise. Now, one thing about the slope of this line is constant. And you could actually calculate the slope of this line. It really wouldn't be that hard. It'd just be 18, right? Because every time the x value rises by 1, see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that's the run. The rise is 18, right? 18 there, 18 here. So it just, when you calculate slope, marginal is the slope of total. So this is going to have a fixed $18 slope because the marginal revenue is always $18. So that's how marginal revenue works. Thanks for watching.